All right, you guys are live.
Okay, sweet. Hello, everybody, and welcome. What did we decide the name was?
Pinball Chicks Rock.
Pinball Chicks Rock.
I love it.
Given to us by, I believe, Lauren, Sammie, somebody on Zoom. Took that.
Cece.
Cece. Oh my gosh, it was Cece. Even better.
It's a hashtag I use all the time.
So allow me the pleasure of introducing our panel this evening. I will start with the people who are physically here, including Imoto, who you can't see right now. Well, the people who are here can see her. And then I will also go on to our Zoom folk. So we've got, sorry, my notes totally just froze on me. So Imoto Harney, am I saying that correctly?
Yep.
Yeah. Reynolds, Jen Rupert, I'm Deborah Tahlman. This is Nikki Burfield. And then we have in the top left, Cece Castaneda, Sammie Bacon underneath, and Lauren Gray to her right. And that's our group tonight. So this is a really informal talk. We're going to do a Q&A afterward. There's just a bunch of really interesting people that I know in pinball who happen to be women. And their stories are unique and interesting. Their experiences are crazy cool, and I thought it would be fun to talk. So I'll have everybody kind of do an introduction. I'm going to ask them to all kind of hopefully touch on how'd they get into pinball, well, what are they doing in pinball right now, and where do they want to go from here. Did you guys all hear that on Zoom?
Yes, we did. I did.
Beautiful. Okay, I'm glad the sound's working out. We have beverages and chocolate here. I'm sorry for the folks at home on Zoom that you cannot share, but the next time I see you at Expo or whatever the next event is, I'll have chocolate and beverages for you too. We have an audience. If you guys want to come up later, I tried to bring enough beverage for everybody that would show up. So, and I would like to pick my first contestant in the Tell Us About Yourself. Do I have any volunteers? It can't be me, because I gotta look at my trivia questions, which, oh, by the way, between introductions, we'll do trivia. We got a lot of cool prizes. Nikki brought some stuff. I brought some stuff. We got stuff to give out.
Free stuff, yay!
Free stuff!
We love free stuff!
All right. Should I have Bree?
I knew you were going to do that. Like, don't make me go first.
All right, Jen's going to go first.
Yeah,
I just wanted to let you know.
I was going to be like, I go first, because I knew you were going to be like, Bree, go first.
You're the responsible one.
I am. Hello. And all my coworkers call me Grandma, so it's fine. Because I'm fun when I can be, but I also am pretty harsh when I need to be. Thanks, kids. So I'm Bree Reynolds, for those of you who don't know. Hello. I got started in pinball about 6 years ago. I think that's right. Maybe 6, 7. I don't know. I don't know what happened with COVID and all that fun jazz. But I joined the Level 1 Women's League, and I won that season, and ever since then I have been hooked on playing pinball. I started helping Kim Martinez run the Silver Ball Super League in Columbus, Ohio, again at Level 1, and now I am in charge of that league, which is one of the largest consecutive leagues that we meet on Mondays, so it's really cool. We have about 60 players, so it's really exciting. And then as far as future plans, keep doing what I'm doing. And every year I try to go to a different show that I have never been to. So I'm thinking next year is Texas.
Ooh, TPF?
Yeah. I want to go to TPF really bad.
TPF was a good time.
TPF is great. I almost said TPS, like the reports.
TPF. Yeah. Did you get a memo?
Oh, yeah.
So I can go next, I guess. That's okay.
Cool, yeah.
So I'm Jen. Hello for everybody who I don't know too. Awesome saying hello to see some friendly faces. So I got started in pinball I think mine's like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
7 years ago. I actually started playing up here. So I'm currently in Columbus now. I actually started playing up here. Started playing at Stonehenge with Marvin and the crew over there. And then joined the Bells and Chimes in Cleveland. And then very shortly after, I moved down to Columbus. Where I started playing there. Funny story, I signed up for the new season, I paid my $10, I went to the first meet, and then I never went back. So that was the first season I was down there. But now I do continue to go back with that as well. But the big things that I'm working on is I have a pretty decent presence on TikTok, doing pinball tutorials and fun things like that. Mainly
What's your TikTok handle?
I always say you search pinball on TikTok, you'll find me. There really isn't many creators on
Yeah, I was like,
TikTok
you will
doing
find her.
pinball.
She's pinball famous like that.
Yeah. And then I'm also the production manager on the Skillshot Baby short film that we actually are filming next weekend. So we're really excited about that. So Imoto and I have a lot of things we got to talk about before she leaves
Over
today.
a game of
Leaves,
pinball.
but it'll be great. So future plans is kind of doing a lot of the same thing. I have a lot of travel planned up for pinball. So to really push myself to like actually film content, because I know one of the biggest holes that I get into is I go to a show anticipating all this content that I want to film, and then either I do that and don't enjoy the show, or I enjoy the show and don't get any content. So I'm still trying to figure out how to do a good balance of.
It's not going to happen at Expo.
You take one
It's
of
gonna be
us
insane.
because we always help you with your content.
That's true.
Like when we
It's
went to
very
Fort
true.
Wayne,
Oh yes,
and we
yeah.
just did achievement hunting.
Yeah, we did do achievement hunting. Yeah, I still have to film and edit all that too. But yeah, so that's kind of that's me and what I do. So thank you for coming, and hanging out.
Trivia time! All right, trivia. What famous SNL, or raise your hand, this is an open book test if you need to look it up, but if you don't, and if I get simultaneous hands, we give out simultaneous prizes. So, what famous SNL or features as a voice on Medieval Madness?
Yeah, it's Tina Fey.
I knew that one.
What does he win?
All right, come on down.
Come on down.
Participation
Come on
time.
down, the price is right.
We have this table full of things and fun.
Grab some.
Can you say what she says?
What's that?
Can you
She's
say what
the-
she says?
Ooh, but
She's
bonus
the-
points if you can.
Shit.
Look it up! Look it up!
I'm getting so high.
Is that what she says?
Yeah.
Is she the damsel?
She is
Yeah, she's a
Yeah.
damsel.
Yeah.
I don't
Take that.
ever
What you have in your hand.
recognize
Yeah,
it.
all right.
That you wouldn't
Something
be
about
able
I
to
believe
know.
I'm going to do a
Yeah.
They
small
did it at
prize
Expo. I
debate.
think they
Well,
played
good.
it for everybody in
It's a bigger
a
prize.
seminar.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Finally. We just knew she was in it.
Cool. Excellent. Oh, let's do one more. All right, this one should be an easy one for us pinball nerds. Who is the voice of Xenon? Who is it? Who is it?
No, it's not Tina Fey.
I don't see any phones. No one's
Hey, you can use your
utilizing
phone.
the open book.
You know, there's internet.
What's cool about it is this
Boom.
person changed it. It was just going to be like electronic boopy beep boop boops, and then she was like, "No, we need to make this cool.
Yeah, there's
we need to
There-
make
There's
this
a whole movie.
Yeah, there's a
out
whole
there.
movie on YouTube about
crazy and
So
like
cool.
cosmic and sexy, and so like because like she had agency in it. It was really cool.
Anybody looking it up?
Damn.
Somebody's looking.
This should be a big prize.
Does somebody know
Nobody
there out there? Does somebody know? If the person who knows this, without looking it up on Google, I will send you a backbox t-shirt.
I know, but it doesn't count. Jen knew, but it also doesn't count. Does anybody have? Is the internet working? Like, okay, just making sure that like you even have the opportunity
Skynet went
to
down an hour.
look it up. All right, well, we're gonna hold on that. Once somebody knows the answer, we'll get a hand raised and we'll give away an award. Okay. Imoto, do you want to go next?
Oh, I suppose. Hello, everybody. I'm Imoto. I am Marco's Specialties Marketing Director, and I am a cinematographer by trade. I got into pinball because I grew up going to arcades, and when they started making a huge comeback in 2010 and beyond, I started taking my camera and doing walkthroughs of every arcade that popped up, every pinball arcade show, video game show that came up to try to get more people involved and to come participate. And that led me to working with Stern and working with Marco and coming to all these shows to present some cool games and stuff. So happy to be here.
Cool. Where do you want to go from here? Like, what are your big plans?
This is it. I'm living the dream right now. I don't know.
Living it.
Yeah,
Something, a movie?
I work, eat, breathe, live pinball. But yeah, we are working on a narrative fiction film. We're shooting a short as our spec piece. It's called Skillshot Baby, and hopefully that spec piece will allow us to get full funding for the feature-length movie, which is like a coming-of-age, kind of comedic genre film about falling in love with pinball. So yeah, that is my goal in life, is to actually make a narrative pinball film, at least one. But if I can make the one, then I want to do a horror film that's all pinball based with all the monsters and
I
stuff.
love this.
You can let me
But
know.
that one's gonna cost so much money.
Let me
so
know
we
when
gotta
you-
start small
Wait,
first.
what was, okay, this should be another trivia question, but it's not. What was the one with Nick Cage?
Oh,
there
yes.
it is.
Willy's
it
Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah.
It was based off of Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah.
Yeah, like that kind of vibe? Or
No.
darker and grosser?
No, I want it to be more like, if you're into pinball, then it's going to be your favorite movie. But definitely be horror film, cheesy, but I imagine like
Oh my god.
monsters coming out of the back glass and, you know, attacking these kids in like a pinball museum. So, you know, they have to fight Centaur, and then, you know, they recruit Bart from Cactus Canyon to come help them.
Oh
you
my
know,
gosh,
stuff
that
like
would be so cool.
Okay.
It's all in here
Kind of
though
like a-
right now.
That idea is considered copyright.
Are you
for the
gonna
purpose
fall in
of-
love with Lion Man?
Yes.
Heard it here.
Do you need volunteers?
Yeah,
Or
for
whatever.
sure.
Yeah.
It would be awesome, but yeah, lots of CGI and animatronics and stuff would be involved. So.
Oh my gosh.
Title it.
That sounds
Pinball Winter.
amazing.
Pinball?
Because Pinball Summer's taken, and that's a fun movie.
Oh, Pinball Summer. Oh god.
Winter's coming is your tagline.
Yeah.
Of course, you'd have to pay for that, but
What if
Or
I say
you could-
winter's not coming?
winter's
Yeah.
not coming.
All you have to do is turn it around a little bit. Just
Winter is
adjust
here.
the wording.
Because
Winter
is
came.
Winter.
Winter is approaching. Winter approaching.
Winter.
That's like the big game.
Winter showed up.
I can't even imagine what those licensing costs would be.
That's what we just talked about, the Wu-Tang pinball machine.
Oh yeah.
It's not going to happen. You have to sign off with Method Man and then everybody. And then the
Yeah.
estates of dead people. It's never going to happen.
It could happen, but yeah, it's a lot of legwork and a lot of trying to contact people.
And then
No one
money.
wants to go through that.
Yeah.
Oh.
To talk to people who are mean about licensing.
Yes.
What the-
Yes.
What?
Licensing
Oh, that was
is
an
difficult.
interesting experience. For sure.
Oh yeah, licensing woes. Now that would be an interesting Q&A, because I think both of you have some experience now with the licensing world, and pinball revolves around licenses.
Yeah, absolutely.
I tried to keep most of the trivia women focused, but like some of the trivia just around like how pinball started becoming licensed and license
Yeah.
focused is so freaking cool. Like go look up Clay from VFW, like find his secret podcasts
did.
and
Yeah, I
listen to
listened to
them.
So good.
Amazing.
It was really
Also,
cool.
he's got such a soft and
Yeah.
sweet radio
Yeah.
voice. It's amazing.
Very, very
It's just
radio
like
voice.
he's like a cloud.
That's a
So-
great way to describe
So measured, and so easy to listen to. He could be like a smooth jazz DJ, or maybe like a lo-fi chill beats DJ. Take your pick. All right, I'm going to ask another trivia question. I'm going to check to see if anyone knows the answer to the Xenon question. Oh, clearly we didn't bring cool enough prizes. The prizes are not exciting enough. Marvin, you should know this. You know this.
Aw.
Where's your phone? Did you look it up?
No.
Ah.
I know what Tina Fey said though.
She said, "I know what Tina Fey said, though." You even said it like a Wisconsin-sounding Tina
Oh,
Fey
she's from St.
voice.
Paul.
I'm from Brooklyn Center.
You know where I'm from.
I see you
Big
guys.
dragon, I bet you're bigger.
Wait.
10 out of 10.
Big dragon.
Say that again.
No.
Tissue gone now.
Hi, Tish. Oh, Tish made it.
Big dragon, I bet you're bigger.
All right, this next one you could win because, you could guess this next one. When did the IFPA start giving out women's Whoppers? What year?
Do I even know?
What?
What's the question?
I said, when did the IFPA start giving out, recognizing,
So I can look up the question.
making women's Whoppers? When did women's Whoppers become a thing?
2018?
Oh, come on, man, he's so close.
No, 2017.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, you got to come up here. You can trade off for a bigger prize now.
I knew it
Now it
was
starts
around
getting
there.
real.
I knew it was close.
What was the answer for that
I
one?
knew it
Oh,
was
but it's
close.
already on his keychain.
I don't even know.
Just give him another prize.
I know, right? You probably get
Just
to
give
keep
him
the
another
keychain.
prize.
Well, once you answer
What,
two,
those stickers of some sort?
you get a bigger thing.
Is that?
Yeah, those are
All right,
stickers.
Yes, I love stickers.
Cool. You got the stickers.
Phone a friend?
And yes!
Yes.
Of course you can!
Like
Millionaire.
What was the question you wanted on
The
Xenon?
voice of Xenon.
Oh, now they're
What's the
interested.
I know. The voice of
Wait a
Xenon.
minute. So what do we need to know?
Who's the voice of
The
Xenon?
voice of Xenon.
Suzanne, what is it, Clean?
Suzanne Clean? Eh.
Oh, did you guess that?
You're close.
Bye.
She's calling a friend. I love it so much.
Oh, you brought one of your
Boy.
necklaces.
I know, I love them.
I love it. I like
I know, right?
Oh
my gosh,
My weird bags.
Straight
I don't have bags for those usually.
An actor.
I tried to make it fancy.
Oh, but
It's baby pack.
It's baby.
We have that now, a kickback. It's so cool.
I love that
Weird.
game. It's very, very
It's hard.
It is so weird.
Okay.
Omni-F-O-M-N-I.
Oh, a hand.
Suzanne Ciani?
Oh,
Yay!
Suzanne Ciani, which is also a very worthwhile story to go look up. It's pretty cool. There's some videos actually out there. It's good. It's very good. All right. Oh, it's the winner of last year's battle. Is that what it's called? The Rumble. The winner of the Rumble wins a prize. All right, pick anything from this wonderful pile. And remember, if you get another answer right, I get to pick from this pile. That's pretty cool. Here we go. No one's gone for the Tilt Amusements fidget spinner. So disappointing.
I love those.
It's pretty good.
I like the ones that have animations on them now.
Oh,
You
I
can make your own.
don't have animations on our fidget spinners yet. Working on that.
Okay.
Working on that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's shake it up a little bit. Let's go to the Zoom call. Lauren Gray, tell us, how'd you get here? What are you doing right now, and where do you want to go with it?
Hi, everyone. For those of you I haven't met, my name's Lauren. I am in San Antonio, Texas, and I am one of the hosts of the Backbox Pinball podcast. We just hit 100 episodes, about 3 years. And, and I've been playing competitively for about 5 years. And I love competitive pinball. I'm going to be doing this until they have to, I'm going in there with my walker. I love it. Where I want to go from here, I do want to travel more. That's a goal of mine and my co-host Rebecca, who says hello. She's on a cruise. She'd be here if she wasn't.
She's the reason why
but-
you're here, because she was like, what? I'm going to be on a cruise, but I want to be there. And I was like, well, hopefully
She was
Lauren
very
might
bummed.
show up.
She was very, very bummed that she couldn't be here. But
She's here in
I don't feel
spirit.
bad for her because she's in the Florida Keys. So don't feel bad for
Yeah,
her.
so no pity.
She's fine.
No pity. And she's here in spirit.
Yeah. So, we definitely, we love going out to pinball events. We do a lot of the Texas stuff because it's easy for us to get to. We just recently went to Boston. Our hope is to do Indisc is the next big one we want to get to. So hopefully we'll see you, Cece, and be in your neck of the woods.
I will be there.
Yes. So, but thank you so much for thinking of our podcast and for inviting us, Deborah. I appreciate it.
Love it. Love the podcast. Like, I don't ever get really an opportunity to watch the streams or the podcast, but the one thing I try to sneak in is Backbox. So thank you for everything that you do.
Yay.
Love it.
Thank you.
You do so much for the women pinball community. It's nuts. And I'm glad you
Thank
started
you.
this when everyone needed a bit of a
Your content.
like a boost during
Yeah.
COVID. It was just the perfect timing. How it really got going.
Thank you.
So shall we do? Oh wait, sorry. Trivia. Okay, so we got the voice of Xenon. That happened. When did the
Oh, and whoever got that answer for Xenon, Deborah, if you can get me their info, you're getting a T-shirt from me. So.
Yeah. That works.
Because she's amazing. She's actually on tour. Suzanne Ciani is on tour right now. I think she's doing a couple of shows in London. I think she's in her 70s or 80s, but she still produces music. Her music is hauntingly beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you for that little tidbit. All right, so when did another IFPA question, when did the IFPA advisory panel get started? When did that kick off?
Oh, I know you answer that one.
I know, the panelists are like, I know. Anybody?
I know nothing.
Anybody?
Whoa.
What happened?
Sorry.
I'll take a little bit of that.
You
What's
broke
I
that?
wish you guys could feel this.
1971.
When did the IFPA women's panel get
The
started?
women's panel.
That's delicious.
She said,
Women's. I wish it was 1971. That would have been cool.
You weren't allowed to vote or drive a
Alright.
car.
We've started talking about burning the bras.
Say 2021.
2021? Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Have you phoned a friend?
No.
You should phone a friend.
Well,
Can I phone a friend?
Yeah, phone a friend. Phone a friend.
My friend is Google.
We
need
need
to
to
get
get
part
part
of
of This is delicious. That is actually
Sure.
surprisingly
I got
good.
it was a real cigar that you
Thank
opened
you.
up.
It was before COVID.
That's like,
oh,
it's like the whole Easter bunny.
It tastes like Easter chocolate.
Nothing.
yeah.
Hey, okay, so I'm in a trivia. I got
I'm in a
It tastes like the Easter bunny chocolate.
Just a straight answer.
Yeah.
I just like biting into
Wait. I gotta pretend like this is a
It's more about texture.
No, you just put that
So we got you. Okay, so here's the question. When did the IFPA women's panel start?
There was something inside of it though. It's just like pure chocolate.
What year?
Yeah, like
You don't know?
Laura.
Yeah, the women's panel.
Here, hold this for a second.
For the IFPA. Yes.
It's not actually on.
Yeah, when did the women's IFPA? Chris Frame?
Wait, this is Chris?
Yeah, this is Chris.
Oh my gosh, she's got Chris Frame on the call, you guys.
When did, you don't know when the
We've done
IFPA?
episodes on it, I'll say that.
I'm looking through IFP Pinball, I can't even find it.
Oh, honey. Shit. Okay. Well, I'm losing. I'm not gonna get a prize. Oh, honey, I'm not getting a prize.
Tell Chris to internet better next time.
Okay. Well, okay, I'll call you on the, okay, do you know who the voice was to Xenon?
We got that answer.
A German chick, yeah.
German. That
Well,
might deserve a keychain.
That's
He says he saw a documentary.
Yeah.
He saw a documentary.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a YouTube one.
Okay, she's American. Not German.
She's not German. She's American.
Okay. Okay, I gotta go. I might need to call another friend. But I might call you again if I need something. Love you.
It was worth a try.
Yeah.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Yeah.
It was 2019.
Yeah, it was 2019. Woo!
So sorry for that.
All right. Who
I have
answered?
better faith in him.
Come on up.
Get another prize.
Yeah. Well, you can actually. I've decided you can actually keep it and just get another bigger prize since it's the second answer.
But now you know what Tina Fey says in Medieval Madness, and you'll never forget.
All right.
You'll never forget.
You'll never forget. So we have heard from on the Zoom call. We've heard from Lauren. Let's hear from Sammie next. Sammie Bacon. All right. So
Um, Hi everybody, I'm Sammie. I don't remember a time before pinball. I've been playing it since I was very, very young. Started playing competitively in 2018. Started my journey into womanhood in 2019, and so this is kind of a really cool intersection of both. I'm in the Triad, North Carolina. I run Triad Pinball Twitch stream, doing a lot of Twitch streaming, competitive play, tournament directing, just kind of trying to build up the local scene and going from there. I do not currently work in pinball officially. I'm an R&D engineer. I work on jet engines. So that's pretty cool, but I would love to work and design in pinball. So if any manufacturers out there need a designer, I'm in. Let me know. But yeah, that's my story so far.
Awesome. Very cool. Thanks, Sammie. All right. And yeah, also, yeah, really appreciate your journey so far. It's been really nice. And yeah, just
Good stream.
thank you.
It was a good stream.
I like that.
Yeah, she kills it.
She kills it.
Yeah.
She kills it,
Have you
Sammie.
played her before?
No.
She slays.
Actually,
She
the last
slays.
weekend.
She does slay.
Yeah, slays all the way.
She
I don't know if that's a
slays.
thing people say,
Hashtag slays all the way.
but that is how I feel.
I would want to do slays, and I would just be like slays
Slays all the
blood.
way.
It would be like, that would be my t-shirt.
All right, this one's gonna require, I believe, some research. Trivia time. And this might not actually require some research. We'll see. So the current, the only woman who has won a main circuit tournament, there is just one. And I will give double prizes if you can name me a name and what tournament it was. I'll definitely give a prize out if I get one of the two of those. So, it's all right. You guys think on it. You guys think on it. Anyone need me to repeat that?
Yes, what's the question?
All right, so there's only been one circuit, like not the majors, but the circuit tournaments, like OBX and Chicago Expo, and just tournaments that are like the biggies. There's been one of those that a woman has won, just one so far. Name me that person.
What's Stern Pro Circuit? Or just
Well,
in general?
you know, it could be Papa or Stern Pro, but yeah, that circuit, the circuit.
Okay, what's the question again?
Yeah.
There's only been one woman.
You get one
so
lifeline.
far that has the distinction of winning a Papa or a Stern Pro Circuit main event.
Stern Pro event.
Who is that and what event was it? Give me either one of
Or the Stern
those.
wins.
Points for
Is
that.
that Veroways?
What's that?
Is that Veroways? No.
Jane Verwise? Is that
Jane.
She's just gonna start name dropping. I love it.
Sarah?
Stern?
What's
Yeah.
it?
Was it Sunshine?
It was
Sunshine
not
Rock?
Sunshine.
That's who I was thinking.
She hasn't won a women's world championship
Zoe
though.
Verbal.
No, not Zoe.
Nope, not
This
Zoe.
is
Although,
the first top women pinball champion.
but
No, Malowski?
for which tournament?
Which tournament?
It's probably.
I don't know. It's just something we're looking at.
I'm not sure that was for one of the circuit events.
Okay, I don't know.
I just like this.
I think that she won.
First top
I'm gonna give away all
pinball
these.
champion.
Okay, so I'm gonna give away like potential trivia answers. But Zoe Vrabel won the pinball machine at one of Vegas's big tournaments, but that's off circuit.
Okay.
But it was a huge win for her. It was totally awesome.
It's just like, yeah, it's just like, not necessarily.
You're
but just
daily
like,
homework.
Circuit winner was who?
All right, she's working on that. Let's go to Madam
Wait, who was the
Nikki.
winner?
Madam Nikki.
Well, who's the winner?
No, we didn't announce.
We
They're
don't know
wondering.
yet.
They're wondering.
They're pondering.
Oh, I know who it is. I don't want to say it. In case I'm wrong.
Who do you think it is?
I have the
I was
guess.
going to guess Carrie Wayne. I mean, I didn't say it.
No.
Well, there
I
you
just
go.
assumed.
If anyone was listening, they
Jerry?
could answer. What?
Jerry?
No.
Who? Terry?
I have a guess.
Jerry.
Keep going, very close.
Airy?
Wing?
Sounds like Wing? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her friend came through.
Luke came through! Oh my
Yay, Luke. Luke heard
Come down for a prize.
I love it.
Calm down.
What was the tournament?
Luke came through.
That means
Should
you
I
have
say?
to give
I
the
should
prize
say.
to Luke.
It was Cactus Jack's.
Congratulations.
Cactus Jack's. I think it was 2 years ago.
I remember.
Yeah.
Thanks, he's put me through.
That's a
Alright,
real
this is your
place.
first one.
Yeah,
Carrie Wing. She's got it. Pick one of these right here.
Okay. Crappy premiere.
Yeah,
No dancing mode. And like all those toys that you find in not leave it just like we're back at the hobby store.
Alright, she got a prize, and then her phone friend got a prize. That makes sense.
Hi.
So I think now is a good time
Finally.
for us to, we've got a couple more people to talk to. I'd like to next speak to Nikki Burfield.
Hello.
Tell us, how'd you get here? What are you doing and where do you want to
Carrie. I
go?
used to call you Carrie for
Well, I was on work release and I started playing it. Yeah, part of my parole was play pinball. No,
Solid.
so I had a mafia family and they gave me a pinball machine. So obviously then it just blew up from there around 2000. And
Mafia family?
Oh, I was like, is this
Can we?
well, pinball's all mafia.
Can we? Yeah, tell me, Donovan Step, Mafia all the way.
I was married to the mafia, and so I got this pinball machine for free.
What pinball machine?
Sopranos. Please say this.
1969. It was like stolen from a drugstore.
Obviously.
And a cat was living in it, so I took it because
This is too good to be
No, it's
real.
fun.
And this is truly all being recorded? Imoto, this is recorded? Yes, good? Yeah,
Now it's testament.
Awesome.
I can tell you everything.
Blink twice if you need
So
help.
I traded it for a Joker Pro. It was a
Wait, what was it?
1969 Flipper Fair wedge head, and I still won it. And there's one at Pinball Perfection, and this clown like juggles. It was this like clown series that Gottlieb did because they would do themes. But I could never even get it more than turning on and light up the garage in depression. So I traded it for a Joker Poker, but I didn't have enough money, so I would eBay like manuals for this guy, and it was just a whole thing. He was a former Geauga Lake mechanic, so he got all. He had like the Geauga Lake
Both of us.
banners, and like he was amazing.
What's a Geauga Lake?
It's an amusement
You
park.
Oh,
Yeah, you're right.
It was like
it was the
everybody-
shit.
No.
That wasn't the dangerous one?
No,
Okay.
You'd be watching fucking Shamu and go,
Yeah.
I want to be on the rides. No,
Yeah,
on
right.
this side of the lake. This is the lame
so
side.
the story behind Geauga Lake is it's in like the Aurora area where it was. I think it's still. Is it still there?
No,
It's
Six
sad.
Flags
No,
bought
it's
it and
sad.
gutted it.
No, it's sad and decrepit. Yeah, I know it's not open anymore, but I
sad
didn't
and
know if the
decrepit.
rides were there. But it
We're
was.
converting it to a housing development.
Yeah.
Oh, boo.
Yeah.
It was
So
like
there
natural
was-
ponds. So.
Yeah, so there was the
Do you remember it
amusement
was
park
Looney
on one
Tunes?
side, and then
Yes.
there was SeaWorld on the other side
everything.
of the lake, and then Six Flags bought it,
And it was Six Flags
and it was
SeaWorld.
Six Flags SeaWorld, and then
Worlds
they
of
got
Adventure.
yeah, and then I think they got rid of the SeaWorld
Yeah, then they got rid of
park.
And then it was
SeaWorld.
just Six Flags.
And then it was
like,
just Six
no,
Flags.
This on
let's go back to
Netflix.
And
Geauga
then it
Lake.
moved it back to Geauga Lake. Yeah, I
Can
stayed
you
in
tell we're
the
from Ohio?
I stayed in the shark encounter at SeaWorld in Girl Scouts.
You stayed over?
Yeah, we stayed the night at the shark encounter.
That's a lock-in.
at SeaWorld.
That's
yeah.
a lock-in.
Is this why you bought the $16 Shark magazine?
You wake up in the middle of the night and there's content
Yeah,
sharks.
it was really cool. It was really cool.
My parents abandoned me at Six Flags when it was like Looney Tunes. There was like a big giant like play area, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you can go play for
They
as
went to the
long
beer
as you
garden
want."
for an
Yeah.
hour, yeah.
And then they went and like did their own thing, but then they realized that there was a fourth exit that they didn't know about, and so my sister and I went out that exit, and then had to go to Grandma's house with Tweety and Sylvester, and we stayed there for like an hour because it's lost and found for kids.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
That's hilarious.
One time I flipped upside down on a water ride at Valley Fair in Minnesota, and they made me sit in a wheelchair, like the seat of humiliation, all the way to like this hut where they had like Band-Aids and an EKG machine, and they could do nothing for me, and they made me wear one of those neck things, and I was 12. That's the only thing I have
And
to add to
headgear.
that. Yeah, it might as well. I might as well have been like sitting on one of those cushions, like, oh, it's just.
Did you get it in a viewfinder?
Oh, I missed those viewfinders that they would give out.
We took a bad photograph of you. It's $12.50.
It's not like it isn't fun. It's not like it isn't fun, but we have gotten off track.
Yeah.
And did you tell us where you're going?
No, I didn't say anything.
All right, what are you doing now?
artist.
And where are you going?
An artist.
We might
so-
have to put a pause on you and then come back around.
Oh, we can do
revisit.
part two.
But tell me where you are and where you're going.
Where I'm at is
We already know you're from the mafia.
trans artist pinball. I recycle pinball machines into art.
Oh,
And-
hey, trivia question right here, right now. What company
Oh, I was
has
just gonna say it
Nikki
out loud. I
created
didn't say it out loud.
that creates?
Yep. Woo!
Oh, back. Coming up.
Hometown advantage.
All right, you keep going. And
So yeah, Tilt Cycle's my company, and
I'm wearing one right now.
she's wearing one.
beautiful.
So I do a lot of stuff with renovate, upcycling pinball, everything
Wait,
pinball parts
Okay.
that
I
people
think
don't
Tish
need.
is actually showing one of them on the screen.
Well, there's two right there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like Lauren.
That's
Lauren's got
Lauren.
one.
Yeah, Lauren has. Oh my God!
The Ohio one.
Tish has the Ohio.
Oh my gosh!
That was such a great piece. And Tish has it. I forgot.
I love that
love
piece.
that piece.
I wanted to
I
win
got
that
I had the
so
big Ohio and the
badly.
small Ohio.
Yeah.
The
That
small
was
Ohio
fun.
is advanced.
And that, what is that? The games.
It's-
like.
yeah.
It's kind of a
Forgot that
boring
that's what Kim is
playfield.
in my phone.
It's actually, yeah. It'll be worth posting pictures of this later
There's a
because that is a
hunky
pretty
guy.
piece.
Running, and then there's like a girl. Anyway,
All right, and where are you going?
I don't know.
I'm doing a movie.
You're doing a movie.
I have
movie?
a horror movie coming up with
Whoa!
8 Ball Deluxe. It's going to be in it. It's a David Fincher horror movie on Netflix. So,
Oh my gosh.
horror, yeah. And I'm like, hopefully there's like, a Fight Club situation. And they
this.
break it. I don't know. It was
Yeah,
like,
they'll probably break.
I was going to sell this playfield for $10, and then the art director was like, this is the ugliest thing you have, and I want you to put lighting in it and all that stuff. The process that I do. So that went out to New Orleans, and they filmed it, and I was told it didn't get cut. Fincher's a big cutter, so it might still get cut. So I hope not.
Oh, you kidding me?
And then I'm acting in the movie.
Same movie?
I know, Ethan Cohen lesbian movie, but that isn't really pinball related.
So
but
how?
What is that?
I want to do more.
I didn't know you acted.
I don't act. I'm just a lesbian.
Yeah. Well, how did that all? I'm interested now. How that all came about? Like,
There's 3 sheets to the wind. Kitty called me and said Ethan Cohen's at the bar, so come down. So I came down,
okay.
and I wore my candy cane colored dress. And
Luckily, you weren't 2 or 4 sheets to the wind. Otherwise, this might not
I
have
drank
happened.
I drank some Coke, and I went on the road. And then I went down, and yeah, so I got to meet the casting director, and I quote, "Yummy," and then I got the call back.
It's amazing how you get just like dropped into the movie business unexpectedly.
Yeah, just come out.
Very nice,
So
very
it was
nice.
fun.
Oh, I feel like there are more questions to be asked about that, but to move on, I have an 8 Ball Deluxe question. So there was this is going to be one of those you got to look it up things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? There was a woman illustrator that worked, did a lot of work for a lot of machines, and 8 Ball Deluxe is one of those machines. Give me that woman's name. And I love, you used to talk about 8 Ball Deluxe, and I'm like,
I just want to be
Woman who
a
illustrated 8 Ball Deluxe.
Yeah. Oh.
yep.
Women illustrator.
All right, do you still have friends to phone?
Oh, yeah, I can do who? Okay.
Oh, that's
You gotta pick a new friend
Pinball
every
database.
time. Chris
Pinball
Frame,
database. Pinball
Luke.
database.
P-ball.
You'll drop it. Right
He's like, I'm trying. You better hurry. She's dialing.
I was like, she's getting her glasses out. Just
Yeah.
serious.
Do I call
Stop
Travis?
talking and start answering.
Yes.
Go.
Margaret Hudson.
Yay! And additionally, she did all 3 versions of 8 Ball Deluxe.
Phone a friend.
Come on
That's
down.
the young people's They don't know.
She's got a fresh database.
All right.
Oh, those shoes are so cute.
And
My
with that,
database is like brain to brain.
and with that,
The Google.
I am going to release the conversation to Cece, and we'll have her introduce herself and tell us. Oh my gosh, she's got such fantastic experience.
Look
I
at
can't
this
wait for you to
lineup.
hear her.
I know. I've been looking at it all the whole time.
I have been in this industry for over 30 years. since I was a teenager, and I am a technician. I work on arcade games, pinball machines, jukeboxes, anything coin operated. I can fix it most of the time. And I also run a Bells and Chimes here in Orange County, and I work at Captain's Auction Warehouse, and I also work at Captain's Arcade.
Really?
And this is some of our pins right behind us. It's just one row. There's like 65 machines in here, and that's where I'm at right now. We also do a stream called Pins and Pirates on Twitch.
What?
Love it.
So we stream Bells and Chimes every Monday night, the first and third Monday, that is. So you can always watch us on Twitch. And I also am a tournament director, so I run a lot of pinball tournaments. open tournaments and women's tournaments. And I believe there's only 2 different people running women's tournaments in California right now. And that's me here. And then you've got the girls up in Monterey at Lynn's Arcade.
There's an
I think
arcade
we're
in
pretty-
Monterey?
Yeah, it's a Seaside, which is pretty much Monterey. And it's Lynn's Arcade.
Lynn's Arcade.
So they are the only other ones that are running women's right now in California. It seems like it anyways, but, yeah, and so right now I, doing all sorts of things. I've been, I worked with Keith Elwin for 17 years. Worked for, a family-owned operator, so we worked together there. And then we each went our separate ways, and I came to Orange County, he went to Chicago, and we all know what he's doing.
Hits.
And
He may or may not be qualifying in Maine right now. I don't know if he showed up this year, but he's been
Not yet.
He's been known to rock. He's been known to rock.
He
Cleveland.
comes like on Saturday and like gets all of his qualification done in like an hour, and he's like, "Oh hey, by the way, I'm in 3rd." And
that's how he's always done it. He's always been like
In
that.
the ranks,
Even-
though. He's been slipping down in the ranks.
He's too busy making.
I used to go
pinball.
to Chicago to Pinball Expo, and he would go in at like midnight, do his qualifying, and just be done.
Yeah, the year.
So that's how he's always done it.
There was a year where you didn't have to seed. You could just
That.
like be put in the bottom, and he went from bottom all
I was gonna say-
the way to the win.
Oh, are you ready? So that year was my very first year in Chicago, and I played him first. And I was like, "Oh hi!" And he was like, "I'm Keith Elwin," and I was like, "I'm Brie Reynolds. This is great. Hi." He's like, "What do you want to play?" And I was like, "I want to play Batman." It's fine.
It's fine.
It was not fun.
Yeah,
I'm
and
pretty
back
much-
in the
Did you sit
day,
down for a while?
Pinball
I literally
Expo,
just
you would
watched
just
for a
see
long
like
time.
20 of the same machine.
Yeah.
That's, how the tournament was back then.
That's my.
This is like the early 2000s. And it was just the same machine, so you kind of pick the one that played better.
Yeah,
Um,
it was like a highly tuned, like what shot has the best ramp.
World Cup
I designed
soccer.
this machine.
Always.
Yeah, so,
And so where do you
I
go
don't
from
know.
here?
I am trying to promote more girls in pinball.
Woo! Ow!
So we're trying to get the girls to play more. I'm trying to do at least once a month a tournament. Plus we also run our league. And we're getting towards the end of the year, so I was like, hey, maybe we'll double up. Put a couple of them at each month until the end of the year. Some of the girls have gotten really, really good. We got Hillary, who is in the top 3 in California.
Oh wow.
And I think she's also top ranking in the whole thing too. I'm not sure though, but I know she's top in California.
Nice.
And I'm down below. I'm like
What's Hillary's last
20
name?
or 30. Jacobson.
Jacobson. Hillary Jacobson. Okay. We're all looking it up. All right. Awesome.
1731.
I'm in the 4 digits.
And then Laura Stoddard. Laura Stoddard is
Oh,
in our
yeah.
Bells and Chimes. Everybody knows Laura.
Cool. Yeah, I'm down for the shout outs. I didn't necessarily say that for the other speakers, but I would love to hear more shout outs and local players and people that inspire you. And that can be a part of the Q&A too. So awesome. Well, so yeah, what else from here? So you're inspiring. Are you going to start doing classes for teching?
No.
Oh, darn it. I want to
No
inspire
classes.
people to start doing tech classes. That's something that like there's no.
I facilitate.
We started it, but then
I'm
COVID.
not good at teaching.
You're like I do.
I just do, and
Cool.
But
Well, respect to
I
that.
just pinball. I live pinball 24/7.
That's a beautiful thing. Awesome. Cece, thank
I
you.
work in the industry. It's my playtime is in this industry, so everything is pinball.
in the brief time that I've really gotten to know you on a, like, I guess you could call this a professional level for everything that you do in pinball, you have blown me out of the water. It's really impressive.
Thank you.
You got it all, girl. Excellent, excellent, wonderful. All right, so we're getting close to Q&A, but we've got 2 people to talk to. I thought that it would be really cool to hear the perspective of Therese. I wanted to just jump to Therese, if you'd be interested to tell us how you got into it, what you're doing now, and where you want to go with it. We'd love to hear it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi, Tish.
Okay, good. Because I didn't go get headphones. So, I am a game operator with my husband, Tom, and we've been doing it since the mid-1980s. Plus, I did a whole bunch of other stuff while I was doing that, too. I am co-founder of Bells and Chimes Columbus, which started a few years ago, and before that, I started the Level 1 Ladies Night League. So we've had a ladies' league in Columbus for about maybe 7 years, and every season we get more and more people, and we've been getting young ones, and some of the people in our leagues are so good, like, let me see, Holly Koskinen, the reigning whip champion of the world, Amy Kesting, Deborah Tahlman, Jen Rupert, Brianna Reynolds, Kim Martinez. We still claim her even though she went down to South Carolina.
Yeah, we do.
He's ours now.
Yeah, she's yours now. But we got plenty up here without poor old Kim because she can't be here now. So Ohio is a plethora of very passionate and talented pinball lady players between the people in Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati. There's ladies in Dayton like Diane Spackman and Dalva who play regularly. They play in opens. We're really blessed with a lot of participation in our women's pinball community. My near future is that I'm going to go to Chicago Pinball Expo, and we're going to do a Battle of the Bells again, which Sammie Bacon is your reigning champion for 2 years. We had a virtual Battle of the Bells during the COVID, and Jen Rupert and Sammie Bacon won that. And then last year, Sammie Bacon and a team took it. So probably she'll win again this year too. I hope so. And
Take it this year, so we'll see. I need a team.
Yeah,
I'm
sure you'll have plenty of teams, Sammie.
I volunteer as tribute.
So, and then the only other thing that I'd like to work on that I haven't started with is, I don't know if y'all know what Flip Off Hunger was. It was a nationwide project that I believe IFPA and Marcus from down in Houston started. Every tournament director in America tried to have a pinball tournament in November, and all of the funds went to some local food-related charity.
Wow.
And it was a really big success. We haven't done it in years, and I really hope that we can get that going again.
Nice. I would love to see that happen again. Cool. All right. Anything else you want to add, Therese?
I'll see y'all tomorrow.
I was there. Are you coming down?
So for those women who are in chat right now, the Ladies Royal Rumble is tomorrow. Kim and I will be hosting, so it's going to start at 11:30, but we recommend getting here by 10:30 for practice. We're going to be doing pictures and announcements at 11:15, so please, please, please show up. It's amazing. It's awesome. We're going to have 4 hours of match play qualifying and then 16 into our ladder match finals. And if you win, you're actually going to get an awesome Royal Rumble belt that you get to keep for the year. And then you get free entry into next year's CLEPIN and into the women's tournament to defend your title.
Can you do the stance for us?
Yes, I can. So this is the stance I do every single year, and I will be doing one tomorrow, but this is pretty much the best you got. But there's a belt in my hand. You're just gonna have to pretend that that's there.
I almost
but
wanted
it'll
you
be
to
there
use like an
tomorrow.
extension cord. Like,
I know. So yeah, it'll be super fun and exciting. So we can't wait. We've got hopefully 14 games. I think we have 11 right now, but they're all in that small room. So you guys are more than welcome to go in there and play them tonight. See how they play, all that fun jazz. So please, please, please come see me tomorrow.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, I know that I'm supposed to talk about myself, but and I will do that briefly, but I wanted to ask, this is one of my favorite questions. I'm so excited, and I know y'all know the answer, so don't let me down. Trivia time. Name that popular NPR show that features a prominent pinball player. Come on, y'all. This is good. This is real good. And I want to know this woman's name. If you don't know, you're going to find out, and you're going to be so glad you found out. You know. What's you know?
I think I know.
You're on the panel, you don't count.
No, but like I know we pulled Therese into the panel, but technically she was just here to be a participant. So, okay, but people who are present get first whack at it. Has anyone looked it up? Does anyone want to take a guess? Anyone? Anyone? Do you ever listen to NPR?
I see Aaron.
Ah.
He's an
Oh, I will give you a hint. Go give you a hint. Baltimore. That's my hint. Baltimore.
I'm not good. I don't have good memory.
He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it before you phone that next friend.
John Waters.
John Waters. That's an excellent guess, but no. That's an excellent guess.
I have a wrong answer.
Yeah. Juana Summers. Juana Summers.
Yeah, you won.
Yeah!
Come get a prize! What's the show? What's the show?
I listen every week.
starts with an A.
If you have an answer to that, you get a big prize.
I'm watching to it.
Okay, all right. Somebody else gets to answer it. It's totally cool. Oh, he's thinking about it now. I'm only here for like.
NPR fans, come on.
It doesn't say. It doesn't say. He's all right. So someone else has a chance to jump in on that.
When I found out that Juan became the host of essentially the drive time version of NPR, I was so excited. And she's a terrific person, and she's also on the board for the Women's IFPA board as well. So she does a lot of stuff for pinball.
What is it?
All things considered.
All things. No, she got it. She got it without help.
That's
It's
it.
you. It's you. All right, you got the next one. You got the next one, and you got the keychain. Come on down. You're gonna
Listen to it.
Juana Summers, all things considered.
I put it on my list.
Every once in a while, I would get to hear her
anymore.
voice with a political or like a sports thing, and now I get to hear it all the time. You get to get one of these. One of these.
Oh, it's
And for those of you who may not know Juana,
Oh my god,
introductory interview when she became the host of All Things Considered, she talks quite a bit about
Daddy.
pinball.
Wait. Say that again, Lauren.
What I was telling it for, I don't know who's in the audience that maybe isn't an NPR aficionado or doesn't know Juana, but she did a tremendous kind of welcome interview when she got the job with All Things Considered, and she talks a lot about pinball. So I would definitely recommend checking that out. But she's just terrific.
She's super terrific.
It was so cool.
And she's done like TDing and league and tournament stuff as far as I'm aware in Baltimore, and she does it all. And she started in pinball and she just went hard into it. So very cool. All right, so we got that. And all right, this is a very important question. This is the most important trivia question of all. How many quarters does it take to play Lord of the Rings pinball? How many quarters?
When? Depends. When it came out?
Doesn't that depend on
It was a nickel when I was.
All of the panelists know the answer.
Three pennies.
My machine takes dimes. Yeah, it really does.
So how many quarters does it
Palooka.
take to play the Lord of the Rings pinball?
You're gonna hate this.
I love this joke.
This is terrible.
The
You
gentleman
gotta
who has
think
said
of
nothing so
bad
far.
dad jokes.
What do you got? What do you got?
Unlimited.
Come on. Unlimited. Oh, it's
No.
it's the opposite of
It's on free
unlimited.
play.
Doesn't actually.
It's on free play?
It's on there.
All right, Marvin, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that because it is technically none. It just takes Tolkien's.
That was my submission.
Come on down.
Terrible.
Come on down.
I looked up pinball jokes and they're all
you show
super
him this
offensive. They're all Helen Keller jokes. What?
That is in no way pretty
That's
inappropriate.
Helen Keller pinball jokes. The internet's terrible.
What did I say? I heard pigeon.
Okay, you are color commentary from now on.
You took my number. And you wanted my phone number.
All right, so
In a bottle.
You have my number. Hey,
Oh shit.
okay. All right. I'm
Your
pulling it
move.
in. I'm trying to be the MC
It's your
slash
move.
moderator slash get this.
Come
woman
on,
a drink.
Geraldo!
That's
Yeah,
right.
now I see it.
We have 3 drinks down here. You haven't even asked.
I haven't even asked.
Come get a free drink. I told you all it's for the audience as well. We're not sitting on some high horse. I have so many more cups up here.
Well, what kind of drink have I won today, Bob?
Exactly.
We have.
I'm sorry,
Cosmopolitan.
Barbara. What kind of drink have I won today, Barbara?
Where's Barb?
So what's
There's tequila.
what's next on the
What?
agenda?
You guys are drinking vodka?
Yeah, and
Deborah.
tequila. Yeah, I'm drinking
That's
tequila.
why I just pulled
Have
the
the
cord
lady
out of
step here and choose her beverage while I
Come on
try
over.
to talk about myself, which is awkward.
I would like you to talk about yourself.
All right.
I don't know who you are.
I'll work
Who are
on
you?
it.
You seem to be a very
Sorry.
lively bunch.
We are pretty. I love you so much.
We also all look the same.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I was noticing
Alright,
that.
cheers.
Like, long hair,
Yeah.
glasses.
The amount of times that Deborah, Jen, and I
To
get
pinball,
confused
to
for each
pinball,
other.
Nikki, to pinball.
To pinball. Oh, hi.
To pinball.
To pinball.
To all of you, to pinball.
Thanks for coming.
All right, I'm going to talk about myself. It's going to be really interesting, I swear. I've been.
Don't hold back, huh?
Okay.
Juicy
So.
details only.
So how did I get here? I started working for Whole Foods to get away from the corporate hubbub that was driving me mad slowly and like sucking my soul. And there was a pinball machine there, and that was an awesome sound. And I happened to meet some pinball people as a result of that pinball machine being in the Whole Foods, and I
That's
immediately
awesome.
loved them, and they reminded me that I loved pinball as a kid. Like loved it. If I was at the local pizza place or this place called Chuck Wagon Grill, which had an 8-ball deluxe, I was just playing the pinball. Like nothing else mattered to me. Not the food, not the conversation. I just wanted to play pinball. And then I forgot about it while I was in high school and college, and then found it again because of pinball people. Like all the people that showed up today and all the people who are on this panel. You know who you are. You know why you're here, and you know why it speaks to you. And I was so excited. I was also terrified because Rebecca Schleider came through my line at Whole Foods, and we connected over celiacs and not being able to consume bread and things. And she's like, "You're cool. Do you like pinball?" And I was like, I love pinball, actually. She was like, "Great. I do leagues. We do tournaments. We travel internationally. We compete. You should do it." And I was immediately like, oh no. I'm not like a player. I'm not like Roger Federer. Like, what have I just gotten myself into? I actively avoided responding to her text messages for like 6 or 7 months. I'm not even joking. Because I was afraid to show up to one of these leagues or international tournaments or whatever it is they do and to embarrass myself completely. But I'm glad I showed up. And every time someone says, "Oh, I'm not good at pinball," I'm like, "Honey, it doesn't matter. If you're good at pinball, you get to play longer while you're being competitive." That's true, and that was the thing that made me want to get better. But you can suck at pinball and still have a really good time at these things, right? Am I right? Am I right? Who here sometimes sucks at pinball?
All the time.
Yeah.
All summer.
Yeah, it happens. That's like the nature of the pinball.
I'm a squirrel. Can find a nut only occasionally.
COVID.
And I play worse when it's competitively.
Yes.
Yeah.
COVID, I actually.
I play with?
I stopped playing competitively for like a year for COVID, and when I started playing again, my body was like, don't worry, we got this. And that was when it got easier for me and I got better at it. So I've been enjoying that, sure. I like being good at it, but it's great. You can suck at it and just have a phenomenal time. Pinball is special.
It's a personal.
By the way, sidecar, I love ping pong, but playing with professional ping pong players is irritating. They're like, whoosh, and you can't get like one shot in. It's very aggravating. So pinball's not like that. You're just playing against yourself every ball. So from there, I started helping to buy and sell pinball machines. I learned how to purchase pinball machines at shows and sell them, operating them. I started learning how to tech. I'm a moderately good tech at this point. I have questions for Cece. I started doing tournaments. I was terrified of making the wrong call or upsetting the wrong player, and that's a real thing.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
But it's also great to have had some experience in sales. Because you can really just stare down someone who's being obnoxious.
No, I am right.
And you know who you are. And I love the obnoxiousness because it is passion. It is passion, what they want. And that's fair. But you just have to like toe the line when you're a TD. And Josh Sharp gave us all a special treat, which is TD discretion. Yeah. At the end of the day, you make the call, no one else. And you get to walk away and sleep at night. I started on a project actually a couple years ago that I'm now 3 screw turns away from being done on. I took on an 8-ball deluxe playfield swap. I purchased at Allentown, and just to give like full understanding of the implications of like the financial implications, I purchased that machine for $400 as a piece of junk. I'm selling it for $3,500. $3,500 plus $1,000 cabinet restoration. $1,000 is, by the way, not enough money to ask for a cabinet restoration. If you have any questions about that, contact me. I will give you the lowdown. But $1,000 shocked me as a price, and I offered that because I was a newbie. And it was a wonderful experience. The restoration, the playfield swap, all of it, amazing and incredible. It taught me so much, just like basic electronic understanding. I highly, highly recommend it. Take an old crappy pinball machine and just take it all apart and put it back together again on your own time. It's wonderful. TDing, as I said, was really intimidating, and I've taken that in hand and gotten into it with the help of a huge, important team, including a couple of people on this panel and some people who are there on the digital panel. I have put together Pinball Chicago Expo tournaments last year, 2 of the tournaments, classics and main, and this year I'm doing women's and main and classics and kids. And
you did kids last year too.
I didn't. Technically Trent. It's one machine. It's one machine on tournament
mode. It was high
mode.
score on one machine.
But still, it doesn't count. It counts. It doesn't count.
It was turtles, and the kid. It was turtles.
Well, the kid put up like 55
yeah, he put up
something.
like 55 million on turtles.
Anyone?
What?
Yeah,
I know.
It's crazy.
Wait. 2 things. Sterling Matoska is an Escher in training, an Escher Levkoff in training, absolutely, a Jason Zoller in training, an Eric Stone in
Jason
training,
Zoller.
and Alec Kamzinski. I'm saying his name wrong. I apologize.
Sweep the leg.
Sterling is really good.
These children need to be learned a lesson.
But also, we found out that year that there was an exploit, and we all love exploits on pinball. Right? There was a multi-ball exploit, and Sterling found it.
Took it.
And just
ran.
went to town on it.
Those kids can run.
You have to be decent at pinball to have used the exploit, but Sterling, God bless his soul, did an amazing job.
Left, right.
Yeah, right.
Up, down.
Up, down, A, B.
Okay, so
I got you.
so that's a lot of words about me, and I'm actually probably forgetting. Oh, Skillshot Baby. I'm working on the Skillshot Baby production as a script supervisor.
Oh boy.
The computer.
Did we lose?
Something just die?
I got hot.
Yeah, we lost.
Oh no. Is it plugged in?
It's toasty.
Is it also plugged in or not?
It's plugged in, but it's
Oh,
a little
okay.
toasty.
It's an
not, like,
apple.
super
You
All
gotta
right.
put it in the vents and cool it down.
It's possible.
I know, it's not a Google who runs my life.
I
so
put
it's
this
fine.
thing in my
I'm
vent.
sorry, but there's a lot of hot honeys up there that are heating shit up.
Oh, that's the problem.
It's hot flashes.
All right, I'm opening my
We need to be air
Zoom.
conditioned, like the pinball room, like.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's
I know it's
a-
hot in here. I had my sweater on in the room, and I was like, "Oh, it's toasty."
Yeah, it is a little toasty in here.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's frozen.
It's the Beehive.
Whose MacBook is this?
It's mine.
It's Deborah's.
You guys are drinking this?
Yeah, I drank half a bottle of wine. Don't look at
I'm
that.
not judging you.
I'm not an alcoholic.
Does
don't
anyone
worry.
have a worthwhile computer that I can zoom into?
I got some coffee vodka here.
I was like, this
Can I have more of
is
that?
this is all me. This is tequila and
That's all
jalapeno.
It's so sweet. I'm going in.
I'm cut off. Fight
Here we
me.
go, here we go, here we go.
It is
The
the bees.
honeycomb. That is,
It's
I can't,
Bye, Aaron.
I can't focus this back.
thanks for coming.
It's bees and strawberries. It's not gonna turn back on.
Did you make the bees?
No, I bought them from a shop
ahead
in London.
go ahead and
it's
close
been
it.
like it's been like 9 weeks. And they were like, oh yeah. And I emailed them and I was like, hey, I'm so sorry to be that person, but it's been 9 weeks. Like, do you think that you could get me a shipping number? Or like
10 weeks?
give me like an idea of when it's gonna come. And she was like, oh, well, it normally takes 9 to 14 weeks to show up in America. And I was like, okay, no big deal. Like, thanks for letting me know. And the very next day it showed up at my house.
Oh my god.
And I was
Alright,
like, cool.
so we're running with it.
horrible.
I love that I got my cut off mic. That's perfect.
Love it.
So we have an audience, and they matter, and they're here.
They do matter. You guys do matter.
And you matter the most, actually. And yeah, for everything that we've said, I'm gonna try to get everything back on Zoom.
No, I just wanted to, it was blocking my camera.
But I would
It's
love,
okay.
love some questions from the audience. Yes. Anyway, pinball. Do all the things in pinball.
Okay. I have a question.
Questions.
So, I am taking over the Bells and Chimes of Atlanta as of October 12th. It's my first IFPA tournament.
Nice.
Love it.
Congrats.
It has not been operational in 2 years.
Awesome.
So I'm taking over it like full force and I'm doing it weekly.
Cool.
Okay.
Like, like, right. So like, and I've been a TD before and like, is there any advice that you have for me as far as being a TD or like I'm like hit the ground running?
Do you guys have questions? I mean, I'm very familiar with.
Go ahead.
Like, is there any advice
So,
that
like,
you have for
There's
me?
Therese.
I run the women, or I run like level 1's co-ed league. But the best advice that I can give you is if you can like print a page of like your
Can you
rule
see me?
set, just so that it's always consistent.
Okay,
That's really
the
great.
computer
And then
got
like know that
hacked,
everything
and
that
so
you
we're
say
trying
is
to fix
final.
that
So
right
like
now.
it is your call, and if you make the wrong call, like that's going to happen.
Somebody
Like I make wrong calls
suggested it
all
was
the time.
the
And what I do for that is I
combined,
go to
electricity
that
from all
group
the
and I'm like, hey,
panelists.
listen, like I may have made the wrong call. I'm really sorry about that. In the future, I would make this call for this reason. And that's why I would make
Yeah,
it.
no, this is
The other thing that you could do, there's a Slack channel for all TDs. That's amazing, and it helps me a ton. So always reach out to other people. Like, there's nothing wrong with going to another person and being like, hey, this is what's going on. And I always suggest never naming players. Always being like, player 1 accidentally did this, this, and this.
Right.
So that you're not saying like, Deborah did this, this, and this, so that I'm like picking on Deborah the
So
entire
you're
time.
not using
I'm definitely not doing that. Like, I want to make sure that I'm like, player 1 accidentally plunged player 2's ball. Like, what do I do in that point? And so like, it's always okay to be like, hey guys, let me go check with another person to make sure that this is okay, but I want to go check with someone and see what they would say. That's totally fine. And even like playing in a lot of tournaments, that happens a lot where I'm like, I'll have a TD call, like I'll be holding the ball and I'll be waiting for someone to come over and they'll be like, hey, can I check with someone else? And I'm like, absolutely. Like, I would encourage you to check with someone else.
Right.
So that's totally fine. And if you need that Slack information, I would love to send it to you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like,
Yeah, I got you guys.
Sammy says Slack information.
I got y'all.
please.
I was like, Eric invited me last year, and it's been so helpful. So like, thanks to Eric. He's actually streaming for the women's tournament tomorrow and all weekend. And his Twitch name is STDM Pinball. So if you guys want to follow him on Twitch.
You're good.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
And my kind of like follow up to that is exactly what Bree said, and I think that the one thing that I had to learn the hard way, and I didn't experience it as much in the women's league as I did when I was running open tournaments.
For sure.
Is women's league I never really had any problems. The only time I had an issue during a women's tournament was when I ran the 24-hour battle. The women's 24-hour battle, and it was like the 11th hour in the top group had an issue, and we were all running on like, you know, no sleep because we've been up for like 20 hours at that point. So, But the thing that somebody told me is that when you, especially in like a, maybe like I don't want to say an important, but players who are very competitive and they need a ruling, to make sure that you stick to your ruling and you say it with confidence and conviction.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you, how long are you able to take for a ruling? Because like seriously, like there's
yeah.
So I've played in tournaments before, like in other places, and I'm gonna give an example and not name anything.
Perfect.
But like I've played in a place before where another tournament player, I had a ball stuck and I raised my hand, and I had another player come up and actually literally start pushing the start button.
Oh,
and
no.
dislodge
No,
my
no,
ball,
no,
and
no.
it drained.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And that player was not disqualified, and I was just allowed to have another ball. And I'm going, and you know what I mean? And like, and it was like a snap decision, and I was not able to say anything because it was that player got to say something, and then the call was made, and I'm like going, wait, I didn't even get to say anything about my ball. And as a TD, I'm looking at that going, that was the wrong call.
Yep.
That, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
watching that,
Right.
and then I just walked out of the tournament.
Right.
Because
I would have done the same thing, to be honest.
Right, you know,
Yeah.
so like, but as a TD, I'm looking at that as like a learning lesson.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I said,
And
I've
going-
definitely,
So like as a TD, can you step back and
absolutely,
say,
yes.
listen, I need a few minutes
Yeah.
to look at this.
And that's also
and
why I encourage,
see
like,
what I need to take, because like sometimes there are moments where you're like, because everyone's pressuring you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I see happening is everyone's pressuring you to make a decision at that moment because
Yeah.
everyone's like, you know, it's like my ball.
I mean, I've literally told players stop talking.
yeah.
Right.
Because one player will try and like talk over the other person, and then I'm like, okay, I need to hear one thing.
Right.
Obviously, I don't say it very meanly, but I'm like, okay, everybody needs to be quiet
Right.
for a second so I can hear
Right.
the
you
full
need to
picture.
take control of the situation.
Yeah.
And then you need to be like, stop. You know. So like,
Yeah.
how long are you allowed to take?
There
As
is no
much
time.
time as
You
you
can take
want.
as much time as you want.
Honestly,
Yeah,
take as
there's-
much time as you. And I have a really good example. So like, I TD a lot. So I do a lot of. I obviously run the level 1 league on Mondays. That's co-ed, but I do Tuesday night tournaments. I do lots of other tournaments with other players. And this year I played in a tournament where the TD, like it was me and a TD who did a game, and he made a call that I did not agree with. And it was one of those things where I was on the game, so I couldn't make the call because I was the TD. And I was like, okay, I trust you and I support you. And I went and talked to him afterwards, and I said, listen, I trust your opinion and I understand where you're coming from, but this is what I would have done for X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And he was like, I understand where you're coming from, and I'm sorry I made the wrong call. And I was like, that's fine. I've made my own wrong calls tons of times, and that's gonna happen a ton. So like, don't think that you're not gonna do that, because that happens a ton. But like, just coming to realize like, hey, this is what's gonna happen. And then I went and told all those other players like, hey, this call was made, but in the future, this is what we would have done.
Right.
And that was really helpful. Even as a player, like, oh, hey, this is what I thought, like, because I was the TD at that point, like, I was like, I would have made this call. I went to my group and I said, you know, I talked to so-and-so about said call, and I told them, like, X, Y, and Z, and they said in the future they would have done A, B, C. So that helped a ton, too. So, like, just realize, you know, like, we're all human, and we're all gonna make snap judgments,
and I didn't,
for sure.
And I just knew at that
Absolutely.
point, it was a
Yeah.
two-strike tournament, I
Yeah.
got a strike.
Absolutely, and to your point, like, it is very stressful at that point because there's so much going on. Like, you're holding the ball, you're trying to deal with that, and then like getting a
Always
TD.
good to have this handy too.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
That's it.
yeah.
Like, that's just it, is that like, I, you know, so like in that, oh, were they not?
Oh yeah, they're here.
Are
They're
they?
here. We got the computer that was supposed to be plugged in was not.
Oh,
was it not?
Yeah, it was not.
So, but like
now we're
as a
good.
TD, like it's like it's such a different game as being a player as opposed to being a TD.
Absolutely.
You gotta throw the hammer down, and you get to feel okay about that,
and
especially if
it's
you have your
logic.
heart in the right place. If you were
It's
absolutely
such-
trying.
It's such strict rules.
It's to honestly though, it's harder for me to make a call for a friend when you know it's going to be something that's going to negatively impact the game.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, if somebody says like, oh, this is what happened, you know, so and so, this, and this, and the calling would be for like a disqualification or losing a
But
ball.
I feel like there's so much more respect for you as making a hard call.
Yeah.
Oh, for
as a
sure.
TD,
No doubt about
than
that.
anybody, because they'd be like, you know what? You make the right calls on the right situation.
So I can give you a specific example. Was we had in league, we were playing, and somebody had gone to the restroom. The player had gone to the restroom, and they didn't tell anybody, and the ball auto plunged on them.
Yeah.
I mean, it was sitting in the shooter lane for a solid like 5 minutes.
You gotta know.
Before it auto plunged, and then it auto plunged and drained, and it is what it is. Like I can't, you know, I'm sorry, you weren't there, you didn't tell anybody.
And that's actually a
So-
really good example of a TD in that situation could go either way.
Mhm.
Whatever their decision, I would say it's like on the
There
fence at that
is
point.
a 2-minute rule though.
Yeah, there
And
is.
if you didn't tell anybody, then
Yeah.
that's it.
The most important thing you can do as a TD is be fair on call to call to call.
Absolutely.
Just do not waver. There are resources for this. I feel like this is something that we could post on the stream, or that we
Well,
could post after the fact.
That's where you got the book. You got to print it out.
No, it's not
Well,
just
if you
about the
have it-
book. It's about tricky situations that the book sort of kind of tells you on. You could
Yeah,
actually.
but at least you don't feel like the bad person if you're going by the rules.
Oh, yeah.
It's the
If I
rules.
have something to point at and say, you did this,
Huge, yeah.
then I feel like I have backup. I feel like I
Absolutely.
have something that has my back.
So to Cece's point, the rules are crucial. I have been a TD long enough, and I'm sure Cece has too.
Yeah.
You have these moments where the rules are just actually a little bit annoyingly gray.
Yes.
And for that, you have options. You can go with whatever you think is the most pertinent, like reading of the rules. You can contact one of your groups that's a TD group, and there's a lot of them on Facebook, and there's a lot of them. You can find them, go on your phone and find them on Facebook, or ask your friends who do TD stuff. And my last comment about that, just so you know I say it, is that Josh Sharp himself is always 100% available.
Always.
And he will always give you a really fast, really direct, this is what I suggest. And if it's that gray that he's a little bit confuzzled, he'll say, hey, you can go either way. I've really appreciated that. I've had the rules in front of my face, and I've known that there's like an interpretation.
Yeah, he also has
He's more or less. And Josh, I apologize. I don't mean to be just like pimping you out. But Cece's right. We've got rules. The rules are black and white, but every once in a while, you feel like you're maybe stuck between a rock and a hard place, and you have resources even at that point.
Right. Well, I mean, like I feel very comfortable with my women's group that will show up in Atlanta to play.
Yeah.
And then like all of a sudden, kind of like somebody there will show up, and I'll be like, oh my god.
I take the most senior person in the situation, and I make sure that they're available to answer the questions. And then if they're not sure, that's when I go to the top.
Right. Yeah.
And so what I was kind of going to say on that too, like making those ruling calls, especially again in an open scenario, you don't want to leave yourself open to giving players doubt. So usually what I say is, you know, let me get a second opinion. Because I think I have an answer, but we want to make sure that we're assessing the situation properly, and not saying like, oh, I really don't know, because I've gotten that saying like, oh, I don't really know what to do, and then the players tend to be a little bit more argumentative to it.
Yeah, I never let anyone feel uncomfortable being around me. Like I let them know that I know.
If they're not uncomfortable, you're doing something wrong, honey.
Right.
I'm kidding. Who would say that? Josh would.
But no one feels uncomfortable. Like I feel like I know what this call is, but I want to double check.
Yeah, and that's fine.
No, that's
that's
right.
totally fine.
You
The
know,
other
like-
thing that I will recommend, you're the TD, so like your call matters. So
You
like,
can
whatever,
yellow card them if they want to argue with you.
That's right.
Yeah, like,
that is right.
Whatever you decide.
You're afraid to do that, and I think somebody else mentioned being consistent.
Yeah.
I had to DQ myself. I was almost in trophy contention for our last huge tournament, and I was so excited because for those of you that TD, you know that you usually don't do really well in a tournament if you're TD and playing because you really don't get to concentrate on your playing, which is fine. I get it. But I was actually doing well, and it was my tournament, and I went out of order. And I literally just groaned, and I was like, and they're like, you're going to DQ yourself? Like, yes. Yes, I am.
We've all done it.
And
We've all done it.
I think it's a lot. Like, if you apply the same rules to yourself, and, you know, to the earlier question, take as much time as you need. Like if you need to go consult a rule book or go to a forum or, you know, phone a friend, you know, people will wait. They will wait unless it's something super, you know, like, you know, went out of turn or something. But take your time. There's no like set time. I've seen major IFPAs where they've taken 20, 30 minutes to figure out a call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
I love that.
you taking 5 to 10 minutes to go
You
look up
have
something
tons of
online.
take your
it's really
time.
easy.
There's money on the line. There are whoppers on the line.
There's
you make the right
hardware on
call.
the line.
Take as long as you need.
That's another question I have then, is do the women tournaments, does anybody collect money and give out prize money?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
It depends
a
on
lot.
the tournament.
There are free pinball machines being given away
Yeah.
willy-nilly to quality pinball players who are the
like,
best of the
Really?
best.
If you set up a tournament, do you guys collect like $5
Tomorrow,
from everyone?
Tomorrow we're collecting $20 and all of it goes back to the players.
Okay, like, cause
So-
that's the one thing that just pisses me
Are
That's
we,
okay.
yeah, so
She's
league,
angry.
so league dues are.
But it pisses me off that like the women's tournaments are
I agree.
collecting any money and we're not getting anything.
Oh, no,
And
we
you're like,
always
oh,
do.
There's a donation of a plant. Like I fucking need another plant. You know, god damn it, I don't need another fucking thing to feed.
Again,
Well, a
I'm
lot
so
of the
glad this
times
is recorded.
we don't have enough women to play and put in enough. When it comes to like the herb style, you know,
The her stuff. I hate
if you
her
do a
style.
bunch of different ones and you've got the women's is always the smallest pot. And then you got to take out the trophy fees. Luckily, we don't have IFPA fees, but you know, there's still
But
the other fees you got to minus.
Okay,
So it's like,
so we have
if
the
we had more
option.
girls to play, there'd be a larger pot.
So there's an option for us. So like I came from Minneapolis where 35 women play.
Yeah.
That's
and
huge.
no one donates to a pot.
Well, donates.
It's
And
don't-
I
I know,
That's
donating.
called an entry fee.
I'm
Right,
sorry.
that,
so no
right
one
there.
has an entry fee.
That's called an
and I
entry
won a
fee.
goddamn plant
Yeah.
for taking second.
Well,
And
you
I- and I
can
was
you can
like,
choose that. If you run the tournament, you get to choose, and we can have. I think it's important to have both.
Succulent.
You can. Oh, I love succulents.
And you know, and again, that's the beauty of you being, like Deborah is saying, that's the beauty of you being a
Yeah.
TD, because you make that call.
Absolutely.
If you're running a
like,
tournament,
I thought it was something that like
No.
just couldn't do.
no, my God, absolutely
No.
not.
Oh, God,
Absolutely
thank
not.
you. Okay, so I can charge, so I can say, hey, we can like
Wait.
everyone.
CC, are we?
Yes.
Can we like take in entry fees for our tournaments?
Can you what?
Can we take in entry fees for our tournaments as women and doing women's pinball tournament events?
I charge an entry fee.
There you go. There you go.
Normally there's like a $5 fee, but you know, I always take out whatever I paid for my prizes and my trophies, and then whatever's left over.
As long as
It's
you're
given
being
away.
transparent about that.
Yeah.
So like when I was helping run Bells and Chimes.
No. Pause.
Sorry.
Pause. I want to be clear here. We are like the open events, and I will say that you don't owe transparency. We can be transparent, and we should be transparent, but you don't have to. Like the point is that you shouldn't hold yourself to a higher standard than open tournaments. Hold yourself to the standard that you want to hold yourself to. But sometimes these things are really opaque.
Go ahead.
Sometimes these things are not known.
Yeah.
We can and we should know where that pot is going. As players, we notice that. We notice when people are being shady, and we notice when people are putting the pot back towards the players. We notice all of that. But just know that you can do it however you want to. Do it with integrity, and you'll be doing it right.
Yeah.
Charge $100 per event if you want to, and give away a huge cash prize. People love that. People will come to that.
I've also, if you're crafty, I've also found that people really like homemade trophies as well.
Knitted
We got a
sashes that say
creature
first
feature coming up
place.
for Halloween.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
heard.
So, Bells and Chimes has done so many charity tournaments, and it's as easy as we charge an entry fee, and then we pick a charity, and lately it's always been the winner who gets to pick the charity, and then we send all the money to the charity. And over the last few years, we've donated thousands of dollars in the names of Bells and Chimes Columbus.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that's
beautiful.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really
Yeah, because I'm also a screen printer, so I'm making up a bunch of wares, like merchandise
Oh, awesome.
for our bells and chimes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The sky's the limit. I hope what you're learning about this is that you have a lot of opportunity to, you can make a big ask and you can give a big payout and people will respect and love you for that and they will come to your tournament. I recommend that anyone who's listening and watching this stream post, talk to Mike Burgess. He is a wonderful
That's what I was
giver. Yes, Jen was going to say this and I should probably let her do it. Go ahead.
Well, I
and
was just gonna say, there's a lot of people out there that do a lot to support women's pinball who don't actually play women's pinball because they're not women. Mike Burgess is a great example for it.
I have a huge male.
Yeah.
So I'll show you what our bells and chimes trophies are. Let me see if I can show you my screen. We do tiaras and sashes.
Oh yeah, I've done that. I crocheted sashes, but like again, you don't have to spend a lot.
One of the ladies does the 3D. So for a creature feature.
I don't know if you could see that, but.
Yeah, thank you.
Like the week before Halloween, we're gonna do a creature feature where we have to dress up as our favorite pinball creature, and the number 1 person is going to get an actual trophy, and then the worst dressed creature is going to get a half printed trophy.
Oh, I love it. That's it. Things like that. It's like, that's what the one thing I really like about, not that I'm saying that I haven't gotten some cool trophies from open events, but like some of my favorite trophies and things that I've gotten have been at women's, because I've noticed that the women tend to make trophies more often. Like I have
I make all of mine.
Yeah. I have like a wrap, like a bowling pin that's wrapped with a bow on it that I won for like winning Southland Lanes is like taking 3rd in their bells and chimes tournament. Like, you know, it's just these really unique, different types. It's over. Yeah, personal.
It's just about the happiness of being there and participating.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
There's something with trophy. Like when we first started Bell San Antonio, because I am not crafty, so I went like traditional, like, you know, big trophy shop, got trophies. But as my other coordinators came on, they are way more crafty. So we now have these cool homemade trophies. One of them has a glow forge, so she's making the ones that like glow and light up. And if you have enough craft knowledge, you can get away with pricing out trophies to like, you know, between $10 and $15 per trophy.
Like Stranger Things.
I work with a local 3D artist who makes my trophies for me.
Yes.
Robert Gaines? Mr. Gaines.
And like Deborah was saying with Jen, you know, there are people that will sponsor your trophies if you ask. People will people are not like, so you don't have to your prize money or your entry fee money. And, you know, we charge anywhere from $5 to $15 depending on the event, because we do a tournament series. All of our events are tournaments. We don't do a traditional league anymore. But like we have a new tournament coming up in spring, and we're doing a full-blown prom. Prom dresses, tiara, the DJ, the whole thing.
Okay,
we're so excited about it.
When am I coming down to see you?
We're doing
There's a little more of an outlay money, and it's not coming from the bank.
So, and to Lauren's point too, there are a lot of people who are willing to donate stuff, and especially if it's a player within the community.
Absolutely.
Usually what I did is, for them making their trophies, I would cover their entry costs.
Yeah. So Cincinnati, I run Cincinnati's women tournament, and Robert Gaines actually made all of my Cincinnati.
You're Cincinnati.
I'm Cincinnati. Hello. Hi. Hey. Hello. So I came. Yeah. So last year we did laser cut trophies that glue. So like they came with a lanyard that like lit up. That was really awesome. And Robert actually donated them to the tournament.
And
that's really common. Like.
Yeah,
a lot of players really just want to help out other players.
And a lot of companies also want to help out too. I have reached out to Stern, to Spooky, to American, to a bunch of different companies, and they are just very willing to send prizes to you.
Like Kim and I do the Women's Royal Rumble for tomorrow, and all of our prizes are sponsorship. We don't ask for anything. We literally say, would you like to sponsor our tournament and how much do you want to give? We don't say anything else. That's it.
Can you help me with
But
that
do you
stuff?
see how many
Absolutely.
prizes we have? We got a play field for tomorrow.
It's
Like we
massive.
literally got a play field
You're welcome.
to raffle off. I know. Very excited. Although I was like, Trent, you gotta do this for me. So like it's knowing people. It's knowing people. Which hello, hi.
I don't know.
But please, I mean, like, reach out to me. I mean, I encourage all of you. If you have questions, reach out to me personally. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Level 1 all the time. I have
Reach
that
out to
Slack.
Bree.
I'm like, reach out to Jen. Reach out to
Jen.
Deborah. Like, we all talk
Reach out to
all the
CC.
time.
So this
Like, we all
It's
chat
a
all
big
the
deal
time.
in Atlanta.
So this is something that's really
and I'm like they
at-
walked up to me with a manila envelope.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Of course.
Absolutely.
It's one thing.
Here are the keys.
You always can reach out to us if you have questions. I'm gonna pimp out everybody who's on the Zoom call too, because I've reached out to, because Lauren's in, you're in San Antonio, right? And she's not there anymore. But Lauren's in
And I
San
know Sammie.
Yeah, Lauren's in San Antonio. But when I traveled down to Dallas for the first time, I was like, hey, can you tell me like where I should go and who I should meet? You know, like because I didn't know anything about the Dallas scene, and she introduced me to a bunch of people, and now I have like a lot of the people in Texas.
There's
because
also
of it.
There's also going to be a women's Discord page. So I just went to Fort Wayne and talked to women who are there.
I was supposed to be there.
Amazing tournament, by the way.
I
I will plug for them a little bit. Fort Wayne is amazing. You should definitely go. So that's my plug. There's my plug. So anyway,
Trisha Burgess.
like while I was there, another woman was like, I want to make a Discord for women in pinball. I want to make a Discord for TDs in pinball. So she is making that Discord, and I will highly like just blast the blank out of it. I'll be polite because I'm on camera. I'm not polite if you know me at all.
I'm not polite
So
either.
I'm not polite at all.
You're
So
like
I have
sailor,
I
my
literally.
grandpa said.
Oh yeah, I'm Italian, so like that's all you need to know. So anyway, please talk to me, and I will add you to the Discord because she's very excited about it. I'm very excited about it. I mean, we talked about it for almost an hour. So like, we really want it to be a thing.
Yep.
I wanted to, like, after this is done, don't let me forget, I had a tech question. Go ahead.
Are you on the Bells and Chimes Worldwide group on Facebook? I would suggest joining that too.
Good call.
Also, make sure you friend request Josh Sharp. Don't be shy.
Yeah. So you can
Josh
search Bells and Chimes Worldwide, and it's basically I don't want to say it's like the end all be all hub, but it's
good.
It's got a lot of good information on there, and a lot of the other chapter leads and post stuff and things like that.
Josh Sharp, we have 29 friends.
But don't message him under the influence, whatever you do. Stone cold sober, that's the one rule.
That'll be hard.
You drunk
No
texted
3 a.m.
Josh
drunk
Sharp.
texting Josh Sharp. I learned the hard way, I'm kidding.
What are you doing?
I'm kidding.
I am
What?
so supportive of women's events, Josh and the team, and also the women's team. I know sometimes it's frustrating, but they have been so supportive. We have questions, if we have concerns, Josh himself, like either one of the women will get back to me within a day. Josh usually answers me within hours. So not that like I want to like put him on like this blast, but
Don't put him on blast, but put him on blast.
But he's like he and the highest PA team, and I always have to remember, and I remind like the people that work with me. I'm like, they don't get paid. They're just
Look, everyone!
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Hold on, pause. Did we lose
What got
everybody?
unplugged?
Is it coming back?
What got unplugged? Everything's plugged back in.
Okay, I have a non-me question.
Everything's plugged back in.
This
Hold,
is not
please.
about me. But it's been great. I think you guys are awesome.
Okay.
Like, seriously.
Are you guys hear us?
Yeah.
I was like,
Somebody
I
say
was like, I feel
something.
like I didn't.
Can you hear me?
Hello, I can hear.
Yeah, I was like, I think I just do that. Whew. Good.
No worries.
Sammy, your hat
This
is
is totally
epic.
off the
I fuck it
rails.
all up.
Yeah,
What was that? That's mind
Is there
blowing.
any way to
Everybody
fix
is
the
really
input?
supportive,
like,
and
I
like
fucking
if you have time, I had so many
yanked
questions
down
when I was
lights
first
and-
starting out that don't hesitate to reach out to anybody. Like I would one of the again when I was helping to run the Bells and Chimes in Columbus, I would have the other TDs quiz me on different like scenarios. to try
It's all
and
good.
like, okay, if this comes up, what would your call be?
Exactly.
So
Nothing
that I could
happened.
like learn a little bit more because I never made rulings. I had never done it. Like I had never run a league before. I had never done any of that.
All the
So
So the question that's not about me is, why did you guys become TDs?
Oh.
That's a good question. All right, wait, one at a time. I'm gonna start with CC. Why did you become a TD/league organizer?
Because I moved from San Diego County to Orange County, and I wanted to meet new people.
All right.
So I'm like, I'll run some tournaments. I'll start a girls league, and that's kind of how I got into it. And
I love that.
and then I knew we were going to open up this pinball showroom, and so then I started doing open tournaments, and yeah, it's growing. So
Yeah. So to grow it, to support, it sounds like to support and create something that wasn't there before. That's huge.
yeah. And, that started because of selfish reasons. I just didn't know anybody up in this area, so needed friends.
Yeah, I think a lot of
That's
the
how it
origin,
started.
a lot of the origin stories actually really do start that way. I did it because I was scared to be a TD, and I thought that was silly and selfish in its own way to be scared of that. And I knew that it was a thing that people really appreciated other people doing. So I just wanted to push myself past that fear and to be able to do that and to participate and to be able to like give back. So that's why I started doing it.
I'd go to the Zoom. No, I'd go to the Zoom. Everybody on the Zoom.
Yeah, what about Tish?
I started doing TDing because there was no one else doing it at all. And I had met Trent Augustine back in the 90s. And so with Trent's encouragement, we started a league, we did some tournaments, and mainly it was just because there was no one else. No one else wanted to do it.
That's all I think of every song. Copa Pilbana.
All right, Lauren.
We love ourselves some Copa. Some Columbus area pinball enthusiasts. I guess it's like Kappa?
It's
Kappa.
Copa.
Copa. Columbus.
Oh, but it was Copa when it started.
No, we started, it was called Columbus, Ohio Pinball Association.
Copa, I know that. Copa.
Sorry,
Copa
it's not
Cabana.
area. It's.
Yes, and we had our own song too. Amy Gunson changed all the words to Copa Cabanas for our pinball league.
Seriously, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's amazing. Okay, anyway, that's wonderful.
So Amy in Chicago, gonna talk to her.
Okay, so why'd you start doing it?
I'm going to be very selfish and say I started doing it because I wanted Whoppers.
What? Love it! There's nothing wrong with being selfish. Okay, ladies, there's
Apparently
nothing
we
wrong
all did
with
it
that.
for selfish reasons, but from
Whoppers?
different like quadrants.
Whoppers are the points that you get for tournaments, for IFPA sanctioned tournaments, WPPRs. Whoppers.
Is Jen saying she doesn't know what
Those
Whoppers
are
are?
rankings, IFPA.
No, I've only been playing for a year.
It's okay. We all have to start somewhere.
I feel like your local chapter is hiding things from you.
Yeah.
Me
So,
too.
Blame Luke.
Oh
so
my
we
God,
could
You
definitely
phoned him! You phoned him!
Yeah.
He got you a keychain.
He's not a friend.
trainer
He's a foe.
He's a friend of me.
The Horniak?
He's a friend of me.
You phone a friend, Luke are friends, not foe.
He's the worst trainer ever.
But yeah, no, I started TDing because I wanted Whoppers because there wasn't any certified tournaments in the area, and so if you want to do like that, actually one of my first women's tournaments was at Stonehenge because there was not a women's league there, so we hosted a tournament, and that's how I learned how to do everything because I wanted points.
I did that immediately. I want to know that.
I did that in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm going to run more events
Right.
to get more points.
Right, exactly. I'm 100% in agreement with you, Cece.
Yes.
More events, but kind of like what everybody has said here is that, for me, I really enjoy competing, and so I've taken a lot of step back from TDing because, as we mentioned, when you play and TD at the same time, you don't play
TD
as
is tough to play and
Yeah.
TD. You
yeah,
can't.
it's tough to do
Yeah.
both at the same time. And so that was one thing that when I was kind of assessing when we're talking about where you want to go.
It's my party and I'll TD
Yeah,
if I want to.
I've taken a step back. I've taken a step back
I
from
have
TD.
to remind people, do not bother me while I am playing the pinball machine.
I'm the complete opposite, Cece. I'm like, you know what? Feel free to interrupt me, do anything, like, because to me, the reason, and it's because I take it so seriously, and I want everybody to have a good time. So like, if other people are not having a good time at the tournament, then it like, you know, makes me feel like I'm not as successful.
We're just gonna hide.
So that's why I always say, like, you can interrupt me, you can do this, you can do, again, you're the TD, you would do and run your tournament however you want. But it's
Speaking
just
of
something
interrupting, I'm jumping. I'm jumping the gun. And you too.
Yes, chocolate.
You too. Yes, have some chocolate. This is important.
Come down and get a
I want it to be a part of the conversation. Before we run out of time, I want to talk about this.
Bunch of chooches.
Teching. I know a couple techs in the industry, including Cece, including Carrie Wing, including a few other people. And for me, it was a very intimidating start. And I've done my best to pull in and rope in whoever I can. Jen has been a willing participant. For anybody who has tech interests or wants to do that, the number one bit of advice that I can give is to contact other people who you know, guy, girl, I don't care, who do tech work, and say, hey, can I call you if I have a question? From there, you can YouTube and you can TikTok, you can do whatever you want to do. But if you have people you know you can contact, it changes the game. And that is what I learned, and I wanted to ask a few quick tech questions of the audience for people who have done tech before, including, I wanted to start with Cece. What do you do when you're stuck as a tech? Do you reach out? Do you YouTube? What do you do? Cece?
Throw my tools and yeah, I definitely try to reach out, and I always do a Google search. Pinside is always helpful.
Yeah. Tilt forums.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Well, I don't really go on to tilt forums. I probably should, but I use Pinside a lot.
Yeah. Cool. And I wanted to ask also, Jen.
Pinwiki.com is a great source.
What was it?
Pinwiki.
Yeah.
Pinwiki?
Yeah.
Pinwiki.com. All right, Jen, last question of the night.
I'm spoiled because I have the text there with me.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Utilize that. If you have the text there with you, ask them all the questions.
When I go there and I go through the machines with them the day before too.
I used to do that too. I would go in the day before league and test the games to make sure that they were okay.
And then
that's what I do for my league.
With them the day before. And then I also am lucky because they will be there with me during the tournament.
I have good news and bad news. The good news is that we started a conversation. The bad news is that it has to end because we have some people who want to start their conversation.
Yeah.
I do love. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. You guys are awesome. You can feel free, we can continue this conversation.
Yes. Know our phone number. If you see our names on Facebook, any one of us, if you are friends with us, whatever it is, any questions.
I'm Brie Reynolds, this is Jen Rupert, and this is Deborah Tahlman.
And
Nikki
Burfield.
And Nikki Burfield.
And we have Sammie Bacon and Lauren Gray and Cece Custom.
Yeah!
And Tish
Edwards.
Yeah.
And we have a wonderful audience. We want to thank you all for being here.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love stuff.
Thanks, guys.